I was like, how is this possible that gravity bends or like space-time bends, these kind of things? The web development, AF development, iOS development, hacking, cryptography, quantum computing, and metaverse. We have explored almost all of them. So there is a famous slok in Hindu literature itself, that is Astoma Sadgamya. So we took the Astu, which means the unreal or imaginary. When we explored about this metaverse technology, we were not sure how we are going to implement this one as the solution. Like we have developed the hyper realistic model of the heart. We have developed the entire product, that too with the cap of 40,000 rupees. While I was transitioning from middle school to high school, I tried to choose some good school that were available in Northern and also Bethia city, a big city nearby to Northern. Then I couldn't find this like the engagement driven, the curiosity driven learning that is being taught in the school, and also we hadn't any access to technology, means internet at that time. So I couldn't find. Then I had to take admission in the high school. There, what I was trying to do is to make learning more engaging for myself too. Like if we are going to study about physics, chemistry, or biology or mathematics, you can say any STEAM subjects. STEAM is science, technology, engineering, arts and mathematics. Talk about anything. If the content is not engaging, the learning process is not engaging, then we are going to get bored about it. This is how we are evolved. Someone is providing the text only content, it is not engaging, and also the retention rate of this kind of content is not very low. These are some of the problems that I identified in my early childhood. And as a normal student, I have done some extra, like I used to study a lot of books, a lot of English books, a lot of Hindi books, some of the philosophy, some of the engineering, mathematics, and not only that, some science fiction books related to higher level of engineering, like where they talk about how space shuttle works, how this kind of gravity works, these kind of things.
Yeah, Naveen, so you were born in Northern in Betia in Champaran in Bihar.
Yeah.
Your early education and how did you identify that you need to become an engineer and then came to NIT Patna? Tell us about your early education journey.
Yeah, my early education starts as a normal kid in Northern itself. First, I studied in the Anganwadi. That was a government initiative for the like in the village students. Then I went to my not middle school, in the primary school. That is the government school itself. Then middle school, then high school. While I was changing my school from middle school to high school, means class 8 to 9, I searched for other good schools that were available in Northern and also in Bethia, that I was trying to find such a school that they would be providing some hands-on experience, value-added experience in the learning process, which should be engaging and curiosity-driven. But I couldn't find any school at that time. And also, I hadn't access to the internet at that time, so I could not search more about the schools that were available in India, so that I can get better quality of education. So the quest for a better quality of education stopped there, but it hadn't ended over there. Then I came to my after completing my class 10th from Bihar board itself. Till that time, I had access to the internet. Then I searched for the one of the best government school in the country, that was Central Hindu Boys School under Banaras Hindu University. I took admission over there, and this is how my schooling was done. And after that, from there, I took admission in NIT Patna in MSc Physics. That was an integrated course for both BSc and MSc. And just now in June 2024, I have completed my MSc in Physics, and also I got qualified for the NET, which is National Eligibility Test in Physics, in 2024 itself.
So, coming from Anganwadi and then from Bihar board, how did you became curious in science? How did that happen? Studying in such a
Yes.
small place. When and how you were exposed to absolute science, which is physics that you have graduated in. How did that transformation happen?
Yeah, that's a really great question. So, while I was in class 3 or 4, you can say, my father had a lot of books related to philosophy, arts, mathematics, engineering, and those kind of things. And also, I had access to some weekly, at that time, there were some patrika in Hindi medium. So I don't remember the name exactly, but it was really curiosity generating, you can see. After reading to this, I was like, how is this possible that gravity bends or like space time bends, these kind of things? Because these a little bit, some column of it talked about this one. Then I started thinking of it. I also, at that time, I was maintaining a diary that what valuable information I can carry forward for my entire life. Then later realizing about the essence of it, realizing about how vast this can be, I left the note making. I was just reading about it. And then again the quest keep on increasing. And finally we came up with the solution that is our Astomverse, which is working basically in education sector.
So, when you joined NIT Patna, did the spark came to you to start a startup, or
No,
you were
it's
thinking
not like
about
that.
this company before that?
Yeah, after joining the NIT Patna, I hadn't any plan of doing startup in the college itself. But after exploring so much technologies with my roommate, who is Niranjan, he's also the founder and CTO right now. So after exploring a lot of technologies, we explored about cybersecurity, we explored about coding, the web development, EF development, iOS development, hacking, cryptography, quantum computing, and metaverse. We have explored almost all of them. Then we came up with the solution, the VR, as the solution of my initial problem, which I talked about earlier, that is like curiosity driven learning. Then we came up with the solution and we converted this as this idea, this long journey as a product, and the product is the Astomverse.
Okay, congratulations on that, Naveen. Stormverse, how did you came up with this name, and what does it
Yeah,
mean?
it's a really an interesting story. While we were about to register the company, we came up with a lot of other names like Vyomverse, Vidyaverse, Edverse. Edverse was a company name already in the education sector in the metaverse. Then actually I and Niranjan are really interested about the philosophy. We have studied a lot of philosophy. So there is a famous slok in Hindu literature itself, that is Astoma Sadgamya. So we took the Astu, which means the unreal or imaginary, and we included the M. Then Astom and Verse. Verse was mandated to put because it is a metaverse based startup. So Verse is from there and Astom from this slok itself.
Wow, that is a great way of explaining it, and great name, I believe. It encompasses the whole world, what you're trying to do. Tell me about your early stages of your startup. Where are you now? Uh,
Okay.
you know, how did you find your co-founder, and then how did you find the people who can help you in building this startup?
Okay, so I'll start from the initial days. Like when I was in class 11th of myself in CHS Central Hindu Boys School in Banaras. So the problem was well identified. When we explored about this metaverse technology, we were not sure how we are going to implement this one as the solution because there are companies already working in this sector. So what we have done is we have done extensive research. We just don't want to provide the for the fun experience. We want to have value addition into the academics directly, which means we are not going to use VR as a fun experience. We'll provide the value addition. If I have to study some concept, I will understand it properly with this one. Not like just for marketing gimmick to the school or some coaching or anything or for the company, etc. So this is a part. Uh, what was your second question?
Yeah,
Actually, we have.
how did you
Yeah,
find your co-founder?
yeah, and related to that, from first day of our college when we met on 21st of not September, August 2019. Actually, Niranjan joined the college a little bit late because of some health issues. So meeting him was like we are friends already. From the first day, we started working together, not on the idea, but we had some quest of exploring all the technologies that were available there. And wherever we'll find our interest, we'll work on that. Not will At that time we were not supposed to do some startup in the college, but we tried to explore almost everything. And then like we were exploring the things together. Obviously, then if I have to make something, I'm going to find him as my co-founder or founder. So this is how. came up with this as a co-founder and founder.
Great. Naveen, how did you, so there are two aspects of your startup. One is the hardware, which is the VR
Yeah,
glass, which is an expensive piece of eyewear, and then the content.
yeah,
So, and you are in Bihar, Patna, right?
yeah,
So, how did you come up with this idea that we can still make a difference in the educational world, and my company will be making money because the cost of a VR is high, and
yeah.
then the
That's true.
content producing production is also very very high. It takes a lot
Okay.
of effort. So, how you are going to solve these two problems?
Yeah, first talk about the VR headset, that is the hardware itself. So right now we are using the Meta Quest 2 128 GB variant. This name is very specific because we assume this one to be the best product for our software, because first of all this is from Meta, so more authenticity, and also Meta has reduced the price to a certain level to, you can say, acquire the market more rapidly than anybody else can do. And also we are using this device for last 3 years, there isn't any problem. The second part, which is the content, I am myself net qualified, and I have also faced the problem as the purest form, you can say anybody can face the problem, because this is not just a journey of 1 year or 2 year. I have been facing this problem and I wanted the solution much earlier than anybody can think about it. Like there was a podcast I was seeing earlier, which talked about like they were about to provide some value addition, some value added content to the parents, to the teachers. So they came up with this idea as the latest technology. But this is the problem that we have already faced about it. We tried some solution which wasn't proper at that time. So we want to have some value addition related to that, like how we are producing it. So we have team a team which is working really hard to achieve our end goals, and also I'm leading the content team. Content team is the team which makes which content to be represented and which format it should be represented, so that the engagement will be there. And then our design team takes those samples, talks about the content team how this can be drawn, or if there is any problem they are not able to comprehend, they ask us, and then produce the models in the blender. And then our dev team, Niranjan is leading the dev team, they write the code how the interaction is going to take place, these kind of things, and finally we put into the software in the update.
So, Naveen, how many people are working with you in this startup?
That's a really great question. Actually, everybody who comes in the college, they have some idea to work on their startup, but they don't find somebody with whom they can start. So there we come. We say that if you don't do anything, that's okay. We'll provide you training, we'll provide you skills. First, work with us. Then, when you think you are able to do your own startup, you can either work with us or we'll help you build your own startup. So, this is how we convince them that working with us is not beneficial to them, but it is also in long term more beneficial what they can think about it, because they are also gaining the industry level skills, and also we had good connection of people around us, so we can provide some of our connects so that they can work more confidently on their idea. And also some of them are already working on that.
So the team of the technical people all are students of NIT Patna, correct?
Yeah, most of them are students from NIT Patna. Some of them, 2 to 3, are professionals who are working in some other company, and whenever we have some work, we just contact them and they provide their help to us.
Okay. So in total, how many people are working on your project?
Right now, as you can see, as interns and full time, there are 6 people. Earlier, there were 10, but because of some issues, like they are focusing on some exams, so we have dropped them for some amount of time. And also, we are recruiting some new members, because this there is a problem with the VR too, which we'll discuss later, like the awareness part, because we are here in Patna. In Bihar, there are not very much awareness about this VR headset that's too in the education sector. It is being used in the gaming, it is being used in the training process. But in the education sector, more specifically the K-12 sector, people are not aware about that. So for that, we need to hire some people so that we can do extensive level of awareness programs.
Okay. So who is your customer? The school will be paying you, or the students going to the school will be paying you?
Okay.
What is the revenue model?
Yeah, so what we are in initial phase, we are trying to focus only on the schools and the institution. Institution, I am talking about the coaching institutions. They are providing the coaching to the students for JE and NEET more specifically. Because if we are directly going to focus on the consumer market, which is a D2C model, then it won't be more beneficial to us, because we had to do, like, we will have to do a lot of awareness campaigns, and also the output that we'll get, which will be much lesser than if we go directly to the B2B sector. Like in initial days when Windows came, everybody was not purchasing the Windows software or the laptop or anything. First they implemented into the school, the students got the knowledge about it, then internet came, then it was like spread. If you don't have internet, if you don't have laptop right now in the college, then you are of no use. The same is going to happen with the VR, but at much faster level as compared to mobile phone and the laptop. So initially we are targeting the schools only, so that we can manage our resources properly. And
Okay.
the revenue model is, the first time they need to pay for the hardware and the software, and from first year onwards they only need to pay the subscription cost of the software.
Okay. So you will approach a school, for example, Don Bosco Patna, or St. James Patna, and they will sign a contract with you. Then are you going to set up a lab in that school with your VR classroom, or how it is going to work?
Yeah, in the same manner, like there is a computer lab where a lot of computers are there. So the number of devices required is equal to the number of computer systems required that is already in the school. So this amount of devices are required, and we will set up the lab. The lab setup means the VR headset and the charger, nothing else. This is standalone devices, and also our software doesn't require internet connection to work. It works without the internet. For the setup, there will be internet requirement, and that will be done over the internet. We will provide it, and the rest is done.
Okay, so the content for VR, that is an expensive proposition. So what
Yeah.
classes are you focusing on? Will it for from grade 1 to K-12, or which is
Okay.
that set, and what subjects you will be starting with?
Okay. We are starting from class 6 to 12, physics, chemistry, and biology, and the content is based on the standard NCERT syllabus. If there is a topic in the class 7th, chapter number 6, topic number 5, so you can browse like Insta feed in our software, the VR software, and you can go to class 7, chapter number 6, topic number 5, and your content will be there, that too in the immersive way.
Okay, so 6 to 12, so 6 years of education you are covering,
Yeah.
and that too with four subjects: physics, chemistry, biology, and math.
No,
Uh,
no, there isn't much content available for the mathematics to have required these VR devices. Those can be done with just normal paperwork or the board. So that is why we haven't included the mathematics yet.
so physics, chemistry, and biology, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so see, three subjects, 6 years of education, right?
yeah,
So 18 courses, and then there will be multiple chapters. So for sixth grade in biology, if there are 10 chapters, then 18 times 10 will be just for sixth grade, and then one subject. So there is a lot of educational content that you have to create. Maybe
yeah.
over 1,000, or maybe over 2,500 chapters in these subjects for those grades. That is a lot of work. How you are going to solve that?
Yeah, we came up with a very innovative idea.
Okay.
Actually, the content, whatever is there in the book, let's talk about classics. If there are some basic models about human body, let's say eyes, nose, ears, hands, in class 7th, there might be some anatomy related to subject or topics. In class 8, there might be some circulatory, some neuron systems, some central nervous system kind of things. So what we have done, we have started from class 11 and 12. all the models are already done. What we have to do is just put the content, like if there is a structure of art, take the content of art, the model. But for the content, the audio that we are providing, we optimize for class 6, because the audio that is available for class 11 cannot be used for the class 6. So we do accordingly need to class 6, so that the class 6 student can understand in the proper way, the way which he should be understanding. So this is how our model doesn't take much time, and the related to content, 5 to 6 minutes is more than sufficient to generate the content and also review the content. Because if it is about heart, we just have to change the way how we are going to tell the story, not the entire story. So this is how we have optimized this one. And right now I'm in the office, and I'm going to work for like 1 or 2, and we work really hard
Certainly,
to
Naveen,
achieve
you
that
are
goal.
you are motivated, and you'll do very well in whatever you're trying to do right now. Where are you in your journey? Is the content ready? Have you already signed up with schools? Have you set up some labs? Where are you in your journey?
Okay. Right now, our content is developed, and we are more enhancing it more. Like there is a minute difference in a realistic and hyper realistic. When we go to hyper realistic, it feels like we are actually interacting with this one. Like we have developed the hyper realistic model of the heart. We have specifically worked on that. It took some 16 days to just create one model, and that too we have created in hyper realistic way. We have also calibrated the pumping of art according to the real data, so that we can say that if this is our model, this is how we are differing from some other product. We are not just providing for cartoons for fun purpose, but the value addition. I'm repeating this once again, the value addition. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
very nice, very nice. And
related to
how about
journey,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, related to journey, right now we have developed the entire product. We have done all the works, and we are modifying it, and we are about to go into the market. We have already talked with a lot of schools. Some of them are ready about it, and because of the festivals, and there are some problems from the decision making side. So for that, we are trying to do some awareness programs, so that they can realize the value, the quest, or you can say the essence of the actual technology.
Okay. So, you have been incubated at NIT Patna, and you got your seed funding from startup Bihar Seed Fund Scheme, which in itself
Yeah.
is a big achievement. How much was the seed fund? What was the application process? How much time did it take to get it? And for upcoming startup founders, what your learnings you would like to share with them to how to go about getting seed funding from Bihar Startup Fund? What should be the process?
Okay. I'll add one more extra certification that we got. That is the Startup India certification. We got it recently in the last week, I guess. Yeah. So starting from the incubation part, first we had an idea. We talked to the PI, that is the professor in charge of incubation center NIT Patna. We talked with him about our product. He got surprised by the product and the idea that we were pitching to him, that we are going to make a startup. We are going to solve this problem to not just to our college or Bihar, but to the India level. And after that, we are targeting the worldwide, not just India, because this is a problem which is available worldwide. Yeah, related to the research that I was talking about earlier, this is research conducted by Yale University in 2020 over 21,000 students, and this is some of the excerpts from the research paper. 75% of the students self-reported failing related to school were negative. This one is like almost 80% of the students are stressed about going to the schools, and near to 70% of the students feel bored about going to the school. So we are not claiming that we are going to solve all the problem, but related to the content part, where the content is coming, we will solve the problem more efficiently than anybody can else do, because we have faced the same problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me a little about the startup Bihar Seed Fund scheme, and how did you get selected in that?
Okay, I'll continue from the previous conversation about like how we pitched our idea to the PI. Then he got surprised and also amazed that these kind of software are being developed in NIT Patna itself. So he provided us the office, and we also got incubated before getting the startup Bihar Seed Fund. After getting the office, and we were started working here for with a team of some 10 people. I've already told how we managed to get them. And
Yeah,
then we applied for the Startup Bihar Seed Fund in on the 22nd of Feb 2014. And we got the confirmation by 12th of April 2014 itself that you guys are going to get the funds. So there are majorly three steps in getting the seed fund. First, you apply, then there is a written exam. Written is the exam also contains the interview about your startup, how you are working, what you are going to provide in the market, and then the final document submission. So you don't need to register the company. That is, you can see add-on part to Startup Bihar. You can just apply till the final process, like you are getting to get funds or not. You don't have to register the company. After the final result arrive, then you can register your company and submit it to them. So this is a beneficial thing, but we have already registered our company, so we hadn't wait a lot more to get our funds. And the process to get seed fund is pretty smooth. All you have to do is you have to form all your decision on your product. Whatever product you are working, just make at least MVP, the minimum viable product which you should make. Write a proper DPR, detailed project report, and make a proper pitch deck. Rest is done. It doesn't need to be very specific, very technology driven startup. Just be simple, which is solving the same problem more effectively, more efficiently, then your idea will be obviously selected.
okay, great. What is the fee structure, the subscription model that you spoke about? How much you are
Okay.
going to keep, and what feedback have you received from the market so far?
Okay, related to the setup, let's say a school implements a 10 devices setup, 10 devices lab. So the cost will be 35,000 for the first year, including hardware and software. From first year onwards, after completion of 1 year, they only have to pay the subscription cost of the content, which is 10,000 rupees per device per year. And the 10,000 rupees will contain 6 to 12 all the contents. But if they want some customized, so accordingly the price can get lower if they are requiring for limited number of class, or it can go higher if they want more customization or more content if they want, because some of the schools have also said we want our logo to be put into the software and some extra content that they can provide. So in this case we'll increase or decrease the pricing.
Yeah, so obviously that means that you are going to produce the white label content and experience depending upon the school's demands, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, very good. Uh, any paying customers so far, Naveen?
Not yet.
When are you
Not
going to
in.
launch it into the market?
Um, First, we are going to conduct some pilot project and awareness campaign for upcoming 1 or 2 months, because that is much required. Directly going into the market where they don't have any idea about this. Students have idea about this, but they are not convinced to put this VR headset on the students, because they are like there is a mindset about this VR product to them that this is being only used in the gaming sector. Because earlier we were in the Orchid International School, yeah, Orchid International School in Jaipur. For the same event, they were providing the VR headset as a fun experience with alien encounters. They are providing some spacecraft or things. So it's not directly value addition to the academics. That part where we are different. So we need to provide some awareness about it to the decision makers, to the schools. Earlier, I was also in the DDEC, India, which is one of the biggest, you can say, educational expo in the entire Asia region. So I was there. There are some other companies too, which I obviously not going to take their names. I tried their products, but they are like cartoonish kind of things, and also they are like animation. The animation, there is a difference between animation and simulation. In animation, you put the VR headset, you press play, and it is going. You can disturb it. You can't have the experiential learning. But what we are doing is the immersive, or you can say the simulation learning. If you change the magnetic field accordingly, the mutual inductance is going to be changed. If you are stopping the pumping of heart from one part, the extra pressure is going to be increased on the other part. These kind of things that we are putting into it.
Okay, very nice. Uh, any funding needs? What is the plan for the next year?
Yeah, related to funding, we are very clear about from our initial time that we will have funding, it won't be a problem, but we have to optimize whatever funding we have. Like, either you believe or not, we have developed the product within 40,000 rupees. This metaverse product, where a developer salary is already 2 to 3 lakhs per month, we have developed the entire product within the cap, you can say, of 40,000. So we are very clear about our future funding fundraise, and also we are optimizing the budget.
What is your funding need? Where you are, how much you are raising, and how you are going to utilize your funds that you raise?
Okay. So related to funding part, we got a seed fund from Startup VR itself, which is a 10 lakh fund, the debt fund for 10 years. And we got the first tranche of it, which is 4 lakhs. And we have optimized our production cost in the development of the product, so that it won't be burden on us that we are going into the immediate need, urgent need of the money if we can't survive for long. So we have optimized and we have developed the product within 40,000 rupees. Can you believe it? A normal Unity developer or normal Blender designer only takes a 1 to 2 lakhs per month, but we have developed the entire product, that too with the cap of 40,000 rupees. So this is the optimization part. For the next 6 months, we are not going to need any kind of money. Our money basically goes into the marketing part. That we have taken this camera, we have taken the VR headset for the marketing purpose, and also for the physical reach. Mostly our funds are used in that part. Next 6 months we don't require, but let's see what about what is like how the market is going to evolve in terms of our team size, in terms of where we are putting the money in the marketing, in the development, and accordingly we'll plan about that.
So, but do you have a plan that, for next 6 months, obviously you don't need any funds, as you said, but what is your funding requirements are going to be? And have you prepared a pitch deck and, things like that, which will help you in raising those funds? Because funding
Yeah,
takes a lot of time. Even if you need the money 8 months later, you will have to start today because, it is a process. It takes time.
yeah, that's true. We have already some 2 to 3 months earlier, we made a pitch deck related to the next funding round that we are going to raise in somewhere near July of 2025. And also the target that we were matching at that time, and we planned about to match in October and December, they have changed a little bit, so accordingly we need to adjust. And also right now our main focus is the awareness part, and also enhancing the experience in the content that is there. So related to that, as of now, for the funding part, we again need to revisit how we are and where we are, so that we can be more precise what exact needs we are going to have in the future.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so very much, Naveen, for coming to the podcast. It was a pleasure talking to you. Once we release it in the next 7 to 10 days, I feel a lot of startup founders will get ideas that how to be frugal, how to manage your startup with limited funds, how to get registered with Bihar Startup Fund, and how to get into incubation center and everything. And also, you are a great success story of coming from a small village, small town, and trying to build the cutting edge technology, that too in a city like Patna. So congratulations to you on that.
Thank you.
I plan to visit India and Bihar in Patna in December of 2024. I would like to meet with you. I would like to come and maybe conduct a workshop or something like that with NIT Patna.
So
So if you could connect me with the authorities over there via email, That would be great, Naveen. So all the best to you.
Sure, sir.
Thanks for coming to the show.
Thank you.